something we post in enforcement?
We don't want to vote on that or make a motion that we want them to reinforce all bikers, segway, all that. It's not necessary.
Well, the segways
Well, okay.
are not illegal yet. The city attorney's office is supposedly working on it. Same thing with the other motorized vehicles. Same thing with the skateboards. So Harley Davidsons are definitely not legal. You don't
Right,
need it.
I know.
But the issue is
These are still
enforcement.
being addressed for the bicycles, but that's it.
They're not illegal. I thought all that stuff's illegal. Anything
What?
that's a motorized vehicle is illegal. They're just not enforcing it.
It's an older ordinance, in which something like a Segway is more of a, it's not specifically meant to.
Segway doesn't require a driver's license. A motorcycle does, right? So they're different.
Well, it's literally,
Illegal, but they're specifically illegal on the boardwalk. These other things are not.
Right.
We've been told. So,
Not yet.
Not yet.
the language has to be revised in order for the ordinance to be enforceable in court.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you get run over by someone on a Segway
Well-
and you go after them, technically the person who is riding the Segway can say, hey,
I had every right to do
the
that.
ordinance doesn't say no
Yeah.
Segways, it
Yeah.
says no bikes.
Right.
I'm sorry I
Right.
ran you over.
Well,
You're looking the wrong way.
that's why I'm going to keep harping on the bike path, you know, and maybe this committee doesn't have control over the bike path because it's the county, but I would. That's what. You know, I look at our oceanfront walk as everything from the east side of the boardwalk to the beach. You know, and in my mind, it's all one beautiful place, and it's all something that we need to take care of. And that when you're on a bicycle, you got to cross the boardwalk to get to the bike path, and you're using the restroom. You're doing everything. It's all one. And this is the whole point of this town hall: is how do we make it all one? Yes, they're different government jurisdictions, but how do we as a committee embrace all of it? And so I would really like to have us put our heads together to see how we can satisfy Gail's needs and say, you know, let's get the bikes off the boardwalk. Okay, so, well, those bikers, why are they on the bike path? Well, because they can't ride on the boardwalk. So let's start thinking about the boardwalk as part of the deal too, you know, and how can we exercise some control over the bike path? You know, because there's only going to be more and more segways, more and more, you know, electric scooters and this, that, and the other thing. And just, you know, more and more people. So it's something we have to address. And that's why transportation was a big deal for me to have that be part of the Oceanfront Walk committee meeting, or the town hall. Let's move on.
We don't need to promote it,
Well,
in my opinion.
So there's a issue of semantics. You know, I agree with you that it doesn't need promotion, and Melissa can weigh in on her opinion about that. That's not what I think that this is about. What I think it's about is for people, and this segues into the next thing, which is about this Venice Beach Welcoming Committee. It's not about promoting, you know, somebody's bicycle rental. It's that we have no central information center. We have no central tourist center. So if somebody goes, hey, where can I rent a bike? You know, it's reliant upon somebody to go, oh, I think I saw one over there. That we don't have, and this is what Melissa, I believe, if I can speak on her behalf, and you can say what you want to say afterward, is that we don't have a good way, a good resource for people to go, hey, I just got off a plane from Kansas and I want to rent a bike. How do I do that? So whether it's a you know, an iPhone app or you know, a handout that there's somebody on every other street corner wearing a T-shirt that says I love Venice because here's where all the services are. Whatever that looks like, we need a welcoming committee, or we need to allow people to know. I'll tell you, one of the biggest pet peeves for me is on Brooks Avenue at Pacific, where I live. Everybody goes down Pacific, and either they're trying to do 60 miles an hour because they're getting from Santa Monica, where they work, to Marina del Rey, where they live, and they think that Pacific is a freeway, and so they're going full blast. And then there's somebody else creeping along looking for parking, going like, is there parking on Brooks Ave down here? I see some bathrooms. Oh, maybe I should turn. Bam, and there's an accident. Because there's no signs. Now they just finally, as a result of this person being killed, put up a sign that says no beach parking, okay? But it took that to put up a sign that allows people to let people know, if you want to park on the beach, You know, how many people drive down Speedway going,
we should have
where can I park? Half of the traffic jam,
every second block should be a big sign. Parking with the arrow.
half of the traffic jam west of Pacific, west of Main Street, half of the traffic jam is people not even realizing that there's no parking and they're just driving in circles, getting frustrated and getting pissed off. We have no system for even pointing people to the county lots. We don't even have signs that say there's a county lot with parking down at the end of Rose Avenue, at the end of Venice Avenue, at the end of Washington. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I think if we don't want to talk about it in terms of promotion and marketing and advertising, which I agree with both of you, we don't necessarily need to do that. But we certainly need a lot of tourist services that allow the most simple and the most basic things that
brick and
say,
mortar welcome center or signage or volunteers. It's very different. We don't need another website or another thing for someone to maybe go to. But signage, brick and mortar welcome center, volunteers with a theme,
right.
in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, yes, because that's very different. Like Venice Beach does not need to advertise,
but
visitors could be welcomed better.
Okay, there you go.
Well, they can be welcomed. They're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're unwelcomed right now.
Unless
So-
by
Well,
individual.
that's absolutely not true. If
we-
they were so unwelcome, they wouldn't come.
Right.
Come on,
But
that's not true.
it's done in an individual context.
No, they all want to come because they know what it is. It's an inviting place.
We understand that, but then there can be okay, everybody's
more
gone to
user friendly.
Everybody has gone to the 3rd Street Promenade and seen the Segway ambassador who has,
Yeah, the
you know,
map.
he
And the
has
map of
48,
all the
he
stores
has
or the-
48 maps and a hat and a smile and he has all his teeth.
We might want to do it a little different in Venice, you know. Maybe it'll look
Obviously.
more like Abraham, but you know, whatever it is, you
What
know.
our ambassadors are.
Yeah,
Again, and
right.
that's
An
why
ambassador,
it
right?
does dovetail into the welcoming committee point number 4. It does dive into the unused building space on, again, figuring out if Joe Wheatley's going to do something with 1800 Oceanfront Walk, what that building could be used for. I think we could get any committee and board and agency in Venice to agree. That's sort of the middle. That's the focal point. That's where the substation is. That's where the Recreation and Parks office is. It's Muscle Beach. What is that bunker doing?
Yeah, everybody
There should
who
be,
comes
there
here
should
goes
be,
to that
there
spot.
should be an intern who's studying hospitality,
Yeah, hospitality.
Marymount,
I have an
with a smile on her
announcement on
face
that.
going, here's our brochures. Welcome to Venice Beach.
I have an announcement on that.
Please.
I've been working with Loyola Marymount to set up an internship program with Venice Neighborhood Council, and I just had the meeting with the internship coordinator. So I'm just trying to figure out the next steps to how I can make
So
that
cool.
official, and hopefully, so then interns we can get some more help that we
That is great. And excuse me for a brief moment. That unused building could sort of
Underutilized.
Wait, which building are you talking about? The
It's
one
okay.
that's the round one?
everybody at the next month.
Good square
walk
right
by.
next to Muscle Beach.
Oh, that little box. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
the
that was what's in Fred's office?
No, Fred's
So
sitting
they're in
there.
the back.
Fred's got a nice situation at his office. I went to his office.
Yeah.
Yeah, right next to Muscle Beach, just
No,
north.
no.
The LAPD
Fred is part of
substation.
that LAPD substation. It's about to-
Fred Ely
Oh,
of
okay,
the
yeah.
Recreation
Yeah.
Parks.
No, I know which little building you're talking about. That's where they take your money when you work
Yeah.
out at Muscle Beach. That building.
There's two guys who hang out there with the chalkboard, and the rest of the thing's just.
And the rest of it is empty. They
Oh, the
only
part
they're
closest
only
to the
in about
boardwalk.
20% of the building.
Yeah.
The frontage on Oceanfront
Brilliant.
Walk is empty.
Excellent. So why don't we? So how do let's
Now,
we can turn that
Joe
into a motion
Wheatley-
right now.
Joe
Right, that's
Wheatley
what I-
and
we
Joe
should
Wheatley
do.
Productions
Huh?
evidently has some sort of a endowment or grant coming in to do something with that.
Who?
Joe Wheatley.
Who's Joe Wheatley?
Evidently.
We'll see if he throws any money at it.
Okay.
Because
I don't know who that is.
I'll tell you about
He
it
does
later.
Joe Wheatley Productions. He stages the bodybuilding competitions on the summer
But
weekends.
he makes it. That's his job. That's his.
But there's no door on the boardwalk side of that, is there?
No,
The entire thing is empty.
No, but there's
No,
not a
there's-
door that opens onto the
There's a
boardwalk
window,
side.
though. Is there a window?
There are window on the sides, on the north and south
There's
sides.
some money, like you said.
That's what
You
I was
can go
saying.
into construction of cut a door and
Yeah,
do
put
a
a door,
front.
piece
I'm
of the
telling
thing,
you.
give it a little nice
Hey,
little
look,
trim.
the two dudes at the Muscle Beach guys that just sit there like this, and maybe sign in the 3 people that work out a day.
Yeah, they got nothing to do.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do. Let's like,
Who are those? Rec and Parks people?
Yeah.
they're Muscle Beach people.
No, the Rec and Parks people.
Really?
Yes, part of Rec and Parks. Yeah, they work at Muscle Beach Gym, but they're part
Well,
of
let's
Rec
go.
and Parks.
Really?
That could
Oh,
be.
God.
Everybody's got nothing to do over there. You
Oh,
gotta
seriously? They've all got nothing to do.
Might
All sleeping
also
in their
be a
van.
revenue generator. If you have a service that you want advertised there on the beach, you pay a fee and advertise it.
Yes.
That goes back into, like, I have a babysitting service.
Where
I
can they
want, you
advertise
know,
this?
Okay, so
Not
what is
on the west side of the boardwalk.
if
Not
there's
on the
a
property.
visitor resource center, why not? That's where things
but
should
The
be.
park is not about commerce. The park is about free expression.
I think that we need to have resources that we generate into going back into this.
Anyway, the motion that I would like to craft here right now is that that building be researched and see if it's a possibility to create a Venice Beach Welcome Center, which would be would it be hosted by Rec and Parks? Would it be hosted by volunteers?
I would think it would be best served by the Chamber of Commerce.
That's
The
it.
Venice Chamber of Commerce is a biased organization too. You have to pay it, so I think they can have a part of it, but I don't want them to be
Recreation and
the
Parks
sole.
in conjunction with.
Yeah.
Oceanfront
Why
Walk
can't?
wanna
Why
be
can't?
involved
Yeah.
with the Welcome
Oceanfront
Center.
Walk
Yeah.
Committee.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Sure.
So can I read the
Volunteers.
motion I drafted?
Yeah.
Oceanfront Walk Committee moves to utilize 1800 Oceanfront Walk as a Venice Beach welcoming center in partnership with all vested organizations and bodies.
But we don't move to utilize. We don't utilize
That
it, right?
it
It comes
be-
off. That it be utilized by.
Be utilized for.
That's 1800 Oceanfront Walk.
Park rangers, that's their job.
Talked about that at the
Yeah, I'm not sure
That
they're
would fall
gonna
Who's
under
going to pay for the
line
park
item.
rangers?
The
They
line
come
item.
up, they're
No,
park,
That would fall under.
Yes,
they're
the,
park,
They're assigned to Griffith Park
the
because of
task
special
force people
designation.
asked about that.
pardon?
Park rangers are assigned to Griffith Park because of its line item designation.
Yes. So,
I think that's really what we need to get pushed.
right.
Because I know we can't.
Well, nobody mentioned that when I said, what do you guys want to?
Can I read it one more
yes,
time
yes.
with the edits that you have?
Yeah.
Oceanfront Walk Committee moves that 1800 Oceanfront Walk be utilized by all vested organizations and bodies as a Venice Welcoming Committee Center, Tourist Resource Center, and possible city revenue generating center. That's what you said.
Leave out the revenue generating
Okay.
thing off of on Rose. There was the for so long it was the what's his name, the bicycle rental place.
They're not there anymore.
That's what I'm asking. I haven't paid any attention to
No, I
that.
think they're still there.
Are they still there at the other end of the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay, they're open for business? Because there was a guy there, his name was
Limited.
Kevin for a long time that ran it.
I think it's
Okay.
limited now.
And why couldn't it be because isn't that owned? I think they built that when they built when they repaved the lot not too long ago, didn't they? No longer than that?
It's a new building.
How long has it been there?
I'm pretty sure at least 5 years.
Right.
If you really
Longer than
slow it down, it would make sense.
So
Rose, Windward, and Washington.
right. So but when Perry's
With the focal point being that
right.
of the plaza.
Somebody
Right.
brought that up at the task force committee meeting, that we need these like stations
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
would be manned,
Yeah.
yeah,
We talked
manned
about
by,
So hang on. So Perry's bicycles, they must rent that as a concession from the city then,
Definitely.
or from the county, because it's on a county lot. They must rent it.
It's east of the bike path. And I believe anything within
But the
Santa
lot is
Monica.
a county run lot. Isn't it?
I don't think it's Santa Monica. There's city lots.
Not
in
Santa Monica.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
no, that's
Rose
our
Avenue.
Rose Avenue is a county lot.
Right. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Perry's up near.
No, that's a
Ocean
Perry's.
Park.
That's a
Ocean Park.
Yes, the same Perry's. They have different locations. They have locations all the way down to Washington. They operate out of Washington, out of a shipping container.
Right.
So, but
Javier
that
does
same
that one, I
Perry's,
think.
huh?
I think Javier from Windward,
Yeah.
he's running the one on Washington.
Right. So it's all the same company. Perry's in Santa Monica also must rent the building that is on the county lot at Rose Avenue as a bicycle rental concession.
Got it.
How else would they be there, you know?
And
so,
in Washington, like you're saying.
yeah, and so they rent a piece of the city lot or a county lot, and you know, and they run there. They just went to the county and said, "Hey, I want to
They
have
got
a
one in
bicycle."
Venice too.
So I bet you, because you know, yeah, Perry's is a reasonable guy. You could have a welcome center and it would be a win-win for both of them. You could have a welcome center and a bike rental out of the same shop, you know. So I was just suggesting whether or not you wanted to add it, whether or not you thought and possibly Rose Avenue parking lot as welcome center.
An extension.
Extension
Satellite centers.
Satellites, yeah.
On Rose and Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have a welcome center out of a shipping container.
Because it's only 2 miles wide, right? Anybody.
Parks and Rec building and satellite centers at Rose and Washington parking lots be utilized by community members, volunteers, and other interested organizations. Excuse me. As a Venice Welcoming Committee Center and Tourist Resource Center.
Community members and
Community
volunteers.
members, volunteers, and other interested organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second.
Yeah. Please don't bike on the boardwalk.
Okay.
There's a big sign over information.
So all in favor of this motion, raise their hand.
Looks like it's a win.
All opposed? Zero abstained. All right, we're almost through page one.
One thing to say, Missy Gale attention span is an hour and a half.
Okay, good. We're almost done.
Let's get through this rest.
Let's see, Venice Welcoming Committee. We kind of combined 3 and 4 into one, and it worked out well. Present research on parks and recs, unused building space, Oceanfront Walk. Issuing statement to press on behalf of Oceanfront Walk Committee. What is that regarding the?
I just that woman emailed us, and I just personally wanted to say that on a personal note, you can say whatever you want to the media, but if you are ever speaking to the media, you need to be very careful in how you present it. You know, Saban just got a lot of heat on the BNC for things that he said about the incident on the boardwalk. And to be honest, the media will just say whatever they want to say. So if we want to come up with a statement together about the tragedy right here, right now, and respond, that's fine. Otherwise, we can just invite. I don't know how you guys want to handle it. That's all I wanted to say. It's just
Isn't this more of an announcement?
No, she emailed Oceanfront Walk, and I responded all to everyone, and I just said, please be careful if you're going to respond to this request that you are speaking on your personal behalf, not on the behalf of the Oceanfront Walk Committee.
Does everybody understand that? Does anybody have any questions?
Because Linda Lux does it a lot. I would lets her have it.
Right.
She'll go ahead and say on behalf of the Venice Neighborhood Council, it's her own thing. So people have to
You're called by any press. You're on your own when you're talking to them. You're giving your own opinion. Not that he's waiting. We're gonna move on. Old business. Melissa, you gonna read?
I changed one thing in this motion that we voted on last time. The one thing I changed in it was I removed property owners from the equation, because in reality that information is available to anyone that wants to look it up on their own already. So go for it. And because that was the one complaint other people had who voted against it, so I would just like to put the motion back on the table and read it as is, which is the Oceanfront Walk Committee of the Venice Neighborhood Council will form a subcommittee to select parties in that area. So should it be west of Pacific?
Okay.
Should it be west of Speedway? We want everyone that is affected by the boardwalk daily.
So let's take Windward. So Windward, you've got all kinds of little things going on west of Speedway. Between the boardwalk, you got people renting surfboards and bicycles and selling things. And then east of Speedway, between Speedway and Pacific, you have restaurants like Larry's and Danny's and Bank of Venice. Those go all the way up to Pacific. And then you cross Pacific, and then you've got Seed, and then you've got. So I'm just saying, it's like, where's the line? And and I'm not arguing one versus the other. I'm just saying, so if you're Seed or Mollusk Surf Shop, which is just east of Pacific on Windward, and you're a surf shop, and you're all about people buying, renting for your surf shop, but they don't make the cut. I'm just saying, you got to decide what's fair and what's not. So, we can keep it arbitrary and we can do whatever. I'm just saying it requires a little more thought than just saying Speedway or whatever.
Or
That's
then
all.
focusing not on where, but what. It sounds like what you are trying to accomplish is generate, in essence, a mailing list to notify people of this pending town hall. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then just have that be the motion.
Discussing collecting information to give the tourists I saw to make available with like an app thing.
This is culling this is culling information for the when we have that booth next summer at 1800 Oceanfront Walk, and somebody says, "Hey, where can I rent a surfboard?" And here's all the places where they can rent a surfboard. And so is Mollusk included in that because they're east of Pacific?
I second the motion as it.
As it is, with the change to west of Speedway?
Yeah. I changed to west of Speedway is fine.
So you said it's Speedway. So Groundworks Coffee we should promote Groundworks Coffee as that being available for tourists on the boardwalk, but not
We can always do businesses later and add.
It could be promote the ale house.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. Where can I have a beer? You can have it at Venice Ale House, but you can't have it at Bank of Venice.
I think it should be, no, it can be then, you can open it up to anybody that wants to participate. Any business, any whatever that wants to participate.
That's an hilarious
I mean, they
You want
should.
to consider yourself part of the boardwalk?
Absolutely.
Here's the reality. If somebody wants to do all the people in between, Pacific and Speedway, please be my
People are
guest.
always going up those short
So how
streets
about I
to
just say
Speedway.
west of Speedway or all interested parties within the boundaries of Venice? How does that sound? Because then
Okay,
it's
west
not
of-
limited to, but this is what I
West
who
of
am on this
Pacific.
committee, and Shelley are committing to everything west of
Conflict of
Speedway.
interest in this.
I don't want to close out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to recuse myself. Clearly.
So let's just to refresh everyone too, this is going to be made into an online form that Helen, I already checked with Outreach, can put all this information into an online form, so anyone can fill out that form and say where they live and why they're interested in the boardwalk and be on a mailing list for the boardwalk.
Why do this thing with located east of Speedway? Why not just make it everything leaving that out? We're located.
My intention.
Zones
In Venice?
that are located within the boundaries of Venice, and then you could add and have an interest in the boardwalk or something like that if you want to do
Within the
that.
boundaries of Venice and are interested in
And what?
Oceanfront Walk. And have
Well,
interest in
actually, it's a park that we're underneath.
And have an interest in Oceanfront Walk.
Understanding our objective is to get the vendors on the west side, on the east side, and everybody around here.
There are no vendors. There should be no vendors on
Well, I'm
the west
sorry,
side.
I mean expressionists.
Thank you.
So when somebody comes up to the tourist booth and says, "Where can I see some expressionists? I want to see some free expression going on."
Okay,
tell
I
them
think that we can vote on that. Gail already seconded it. I'll reread it
All right.
one more time. Oceanfront Walk Committee of the
Really
village
don't
vote
have
on
a lot for businesses, just businesses.
where?
All opposed? Were you just correcting it?
You don't like your version?
I don't like the idea of commerce on the west side of the
It
boardwalk.
doesn't say that. Where does it say that?
Anyway, I'll abstain and
No, I just want you to participate in helping craft the motion.
You can vote whichever way she wants. It's a free country.
you wanted to address this motion.
Thank you for helping us draft the motion.
She went very hard. She worked very hard on having it be the way that she wanted it read, and then she turned the voting.
I thought that was interesting, Teresa.
That's not my motion.
Thank you.
Melissa wrote it.
I think you guys did a lot today.